Welcome to Trending Upward, and this is Chad Hayes. I want to thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Trending Upward, and I trust that the podcast today will be a help to you. It is my desire that the Word of God be used in such a way on this platform that it would be a help to you as you seek to trend upward. It is important that this life that we live be an ascending Christian life and not a descending Christian life. I trust it to be a help to you as you listen today. On today's episode, we're going to look at wisdom and knowledge. In 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1, "Now as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth." We should have a desire for wisdom above all else. Let's look at it this way. If you knew 10 things without wisdom, then you wouldn't know what to do with those 10 things that you knew. However, if you know 5 things and you have wisdom, then you know how to get good use out of the 5 things that you do know. So this is why knowledge and wisdom are essential. Knowledge without wisdom is useless. Knowledge without wisdom is pointless. Knowledge without wisdom leads to vanity and a grandiose sense of worth. Spurgeon says this, "Wisdom is the right use of knowledge. To know is not to be wise. Many men know a great deal and are all the greater fools for it. There is no fool so great as a knowing fool. But to know how to use knowledge is to have wisdom." Again, that was Charles Spurgeon. Spurgeon was a man who not only had a great deal of knowledge, but a great deal of wisdom to make great use of the knowledge that he had. I dare say that my prayer request is oftentimes that the Lord would increase my wisdom. Sometimes I can't help but think that I know a few things, but I only know what to do with half of it. Do you ever feel that way? Do you ever feel like you know more than you can actually use? Do you ever feel like you have a lot of useless information, useless ideas, and they scramble your mind? I know a lot of times that I do. I believe that with wisdom, we will also know what to feed our minds. We will know what knowledge is important, what knowledge is useful to our lives and useful to our ministry, and if you're in leadership, what is useful to those that you lead. I invite you today to pray for wisdom. Above all else, I invite you to pray for wisdom. Ask God for wisdom. The book of James tells us that God will give it to us. But God is the only supplier of biblical wisdom. It's important that we know our Bibles, but it's also important that we have God's wisdom so that we know what to do with the Bible that we have, so that we know how to put it to good use, how to put it to good practice in our lives. I'd like to thank you for listening today to Trending Upward. If it's been a help to you, I invite you to share this podcast with someone and help get the word out on how they too can trend upward in their walk with God.